Sorry, I thought we needed a theme song. All right. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Maples Connect. Today is, what is this, the 7th of October. Steve and I are coming to you live from a very different location. We'll get into that a little bit later. But since this is the first time we have actually appeared on screen together in many months, we, of course, are doing the right thing by wearing our masks because we can't really practice much social distancing here. But anyway, good to have you here. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. I have on my mask.
Good. Is it fogging up your glasses? Do you have that problem?
Occasionally.
Yeah, me too. I've got to position it just right. You got to pinch this little nose piece there. I need to.
It helps if you push your glasses down
On the inside?
Yeah, you put the glasses on the outside.
Oh, be darned.
Yep.
Okay. This episode's already paying off.
Yep.
All right.
Life hacks with Stephen Sparks.
That's right. With the theme song of Not Good News. All right. Well, let's get right to it. Let's have a little fun. You ready to have a little fun?
Sure.
All right. Okay. A little quiz. It's quiz time. So for those of y'all that are watching, this is easy. This is Methodism vocabulary words. You should ace this.
Okay.
And most of y'all will ace this too. And we're doing it easier this week because I know we got midterms. You know, people that are in school got midterms, 9 weeks tests, and they're probably studying, and so it's good to have a little bit of an easier at a time. So here is the first question. We'll start with a totally easy one. What is the person called who assists in a worship service, including the lighting of the candles? Let's give everybody just a few minutes. And the key was that last part, the lighting of the candles. Who assists in worship service? And let's see, are you following the stream, Brendan? See if anybody's getting it right? Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. Let me follow the stream also. Stephen, I can already tell knows the answer. Let me turn my device down. Whoa, there we go. Okay, we got any guesses? Going once, going twice, going a third, final, and last time. What do we got?
Would you want it pronounced in normal English?
Please.
Or the way my daddy said it?
Oh, I didn't know there was a second way to say it.
Yeah. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
He called them the acolytes.
Acolytes. That was
actually the acolytes.
Acolytes.
My daddy called them the acolytes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is that right?
Acolytes is correct.
Acolytes is correct.
That's right. Good job. Good job. Okay. What do we call it during the
but not altar boys.
Not altar boys, no.
That's only in the Catholic Church.
Right. Acolytes.
Acolytes.
Or acolytes. Acolytes. Okay. When taking communion, sometimes, at least before COVID, we used to take the bread and dip it into the cup. What is that practice called? Of taking the bread and dipping it into the cup and then partaking of the elements together. So we're following the stream. Brendan is checking it out. What do we call that? We've used that word before in service. You say, today we will be receiving communion by... That's one of those for...
Contamination method? No.
That's one of those that folks are like, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Let's see. Do we have anybody answering? Going once, going twice, going a third and final time. Stephen, what do we got?
Intinction.
Intinction is correct. Very good job. Intinction. That's like the word instinction without the S.
Intinction.
Intinction.
Or, as I've heard people call the dipping method.
Right, okay, the dipping method, okay. Let's see here. Ooh, let's see, let me go back.
But, you know, we as Methodists don't ever take a cup and drink from the cup.
No.
We never drink from a common cup.
Right.
You know why?
Germs?
Germs,
Yeah.
that's correct. But why do other groups do that? Why do the other Christian groups do that?
I don't know.
Well, because they use wine.
Oh,
They use wine, and so the alcohol cleanses it, but we don't. And because Methodists are big believers in the temperance movement, we were leaders in the early temperance movement.
Right.
And did you know, I bet you did, I bet you knew this, but did you know that there is a whole juice brand, a whole company that was, they do a lot of other things now, that was founded by a Methodist layman
And
to facilitate this so that we wouldn't have to use alcoholic.
And this is a true story. The whole family is a Methodist family now. Company is still the leading provider in grape juice. In other words, the stuff we used to drink before the stuff in the little cups.
Well, I think that's supposed to be grape juice, or a facsimile thereof.
A facsimile, and that's saying it nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, the aftertaste a little weird.
Yeah.
But that, of course, is Welch.
Welch.
Or Welch.
Yep.
Right. Big temperance. Okay. Next question for our Methodism vocabulary. When you enter, if you're outside the church and you enter the sanctuary, what do you usually go through? If you're entering through the front door, there's an area where you, well, now you get your temperature checked and you're masked up, and then you go into the sanctuary. What do we call that area? That is our next question.
Front porch?
Not the front porch. Now, I don't know, Stephen. I've lay preached at some churches that didn't really have one of those rooms, where they just had a little area. But because the old 1850s, 1860s churches, you open the door and there was maybe a small entry hall, maybe a coat rack, and then there's the sanctuary.
Right.
But now here at Maples, we of course have one. So let me give everybody a few seconds. Do you have an answer? Is somebody answering?
Yvonne Shields says vestibule.
Vestibule. Close.
But that's what that little one is called.
That's the little one, yeah. The vestibule. That's right.
The smaller, shorter is the vestibule.
Yep.
The larger is called, like what we have, the larger area, is called
a...
Ready? You ready for me to say it?
Let's say it.
Narthex.
A narthex. Yes.
Not North X, N-O-R-T-H, but N-A-R-T-H.
Is that why it's called a narthex? I don't think I've seen why it's called that. Like what the derivation is.
It's not because it rhymes with north. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I'll get back to you.
Okay. All right, here we go. In Methodism, in Methodist circles, what is a station?
You mean like K-Love?
Not radio station, not TV station, not like we got in here, no. What is a station? That's a little tougher. I know we have some stations that have the word preaching in front of them. So, let's see. I'll be really impressed if people know this one. Okay. All right. Going 3, 2, 1. What is a station?
A station is a place or a parish or a part of the parish where a pastor is appointed. You have 5-point charges, and that whole charge is considered a station. And then you also have station churches where it's just one church on a charge. And then now we also have these preaching stations that do not pay apportionments. Mm-hmm. They're not considered, in the appointment cycle. But if we've got a supply pastor, mm-hmm. somebody that'll come out and preach for you, we can do those things. It's a more for churches that are in a season of life in which for churches that are in a season of life in which it is clear that the life cycle of that church is nearing the end. Then preaching stations are very appropriate for them, right. For the folks that remain. And sometimes it's for churches that have suffered some sort of great loss, a great division or something, and it gives them a breath to catch, time to really catch a breath, reevaluate who they are, cast their vision. We in the Methodist Church of Mississippi have had many of our preaching stations, churches that went to preaching stations with numbers as low as 4, 5, or 6, come back out of that and go back into the appointment cycle, really amping up.
Yeah. Okay.
A station.
Station.
It's where you're sent to preach.
Right. Station. Good. Good job. Okay. This next one, if you heard what Stephen just said, the answer to this next one is something he just said, but I'll ask it anyway. When local churches send part of their offerings to their district and their conference, that money is called what? Okay, he said it a second ago when he's talking about how preaching stations work.
Which name do you want for it? The one that we call it now, the one we called it a little while ago, the one we called it 25 years ago, or the one we called it 45 years ago?
The one that starts with an A.
Okay. That's the one that was about 15 years ago.
Okay. What do we call it now?
I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. All right, let's see if you all know this one. Da-da-da. When local churches give part of their money. Let's see here. All right, going 3, 2, 1, and
You're looking for the word apportionment,
correct.
and which is shortened for apportioned dollars.
Right.
And this was a term that was used in the 90s and early 2000s in the United Methodist Church at large. And what it meant was that a budget for a unit, which would be like the Mississippi Annual Conference or the General Conference, the budget would be divided equally based on a formula for numerical value, for numbers of people. At one point in time it was numbers of people, at one point in time it was your budget. Now it is your budget based on the money you spend on yourself. And so what you would do is you'd add up the money that every church in Mississippi spends on itself, right?
Yeah.
And then figure out what percentage each church has of that total, and then multiply that percentage times the budget of the Mississippi Annual Conference. So it is apportioned, or it is a portion of it, and it is the appropriately weighted portion. It's the apportioned dollars. Prior to that, it was also back in the 80s and late 70s, early 80s, it was called the Benevolence Fund.
Benevolence Fund, yeah.
Right?
That's right.
Paying my conference benevolence.
Yeah.
It was considered a gift.
I haven't heard
And
that
then, and then we shifted to the idea of apportionments, right? And now we use a different term. Mission shares.
Oh.
Conference mission shares. Your share of the mission of the larger body. And so it's trying to shift the way we think about the giving to think about it in a way of us participating in a larger mission. So mission shares, apportioned dollars, benevolences, pretty much the same thing, but a shifting attempt, I think, on our part to help people better understand it so that we would be more compliant in paying it. Here's a question for you. What is the average percentage of apportioned dollars or benevolences or mission shares that are paid each year? What percentage do the average percentage?
50?
A little bit bigger than that.
Really?
Yeah.
65?
Most line items will get about 76%.
Oh, okay.
Like every line item in the budget has a percentage.
And that includes Ministerial Education Fund.
Right, Ministerial Education Fund, which helps provide money for you. So you can actually target, each church could say, hey, I want to pay 100% of the MEF, the Ministerial Education Fund, right? And I want to pay 100% of the DAM fund.
Yeah.
You know what the DAM fund is?
No.
You don't know what the DAM fund is?
No.
Can I tell you what the DAM fund is?
Please tell me what the damn fund is.
At Lake Junaluska, North Carolina, there is a large dam that creates Lake Junaluska. And it has been categorized as in danger by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and the Geological Survey. And so for many years, we've been paying a very small apportioned dollar or benevolence or mission share to the dam fund so as to improve and redo and shore up the dam at Lake Junaluska to ensure that Lake Junaluska will be there for generations and generations.
Wow. Well, that actually answered my next question, which town hosts the World Methodist Council.
Which would be Lake Junaluska, North Carolina.
Yeah, so
Do you know what they have in the museum, the World Methodist Museum up here?
I've been in there. They have lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, what? You got your picture made in something. What did you get your picture
On
made?
John Wesley's pulpit, traveling pulpit.
Yes.
Oh,
You got to stand in it.
I got to stand in it. That was the coolest thing. If you ever go to Lake J, you got to go to the World Methodist Museum.
That's right.
And that's every time I go to Lake J, that's going to be.
When I took our confirmation class there a few years ago, your daughter was in it.
Yeah.
Right? We got to go to the museum and got their picture made in Wesley's traveling pulpit.
He bought all the old books of discipline, and then next year when I went to go buy some, they were all gone. Because we're both book collectors.
It's an addiction.
I can't help myself.
All right, one more question.
How old is my oldest?
You have it from 1856? 1856? That's right. Yeah. They were smaller then. All right, last question for our
Yes.
Methodist quiz. What in Methodist clergy, what is the difference between a licensed pastor and an ordained pastor? Ooh.
Oh, I could get in so much trouble on answering this one.
Well, let's stick by the book.
You got an hour?
No, we don't.
Short answer?
Licensed and ordained. That question has kind of a special meaning for us here.
Because you're a licensed local.
That's right.
Or commissioned. Soon. Soon to be commissioned, we hope.
We hope. Yeah, me too.
Then you are considered, what is it called? What's your status once you're commissioned? You're commissioned.
You are a provisional member.
Not probationary, but
Provisional, yes.
Because we didn't like the
Probation, it sounded illegal.
yeah.
And
Like you've done something bad.
but Stephen is an ordained elder. I'm a licensed.
Which has nothing to do with my age.
Yeah. But he's an ordained elder and I'm a licensed local pastor. What exactly does that mean? This might be a good time to kind of explain it.
Okay. You want me to jump in there?
Might as well.
Okay.
Let's help.
So,
That's a tough one.
first answer is, what's the difference between a licensed local and an elder? Not much. But actually we treat them very differently. They are both called by God to be ministers of the gospel. That we have affirmed their calling through the Board of Ordained Ministry at the district level. We have affirmed them through a licensing process. We have affirmed that call. The church, through its body, the Maples Memorial has affirmed in Sam that he has this calling. All of those things are exactly the same. They have the right to preach. A licensed local pastor within their parish have the right to consecrate the elements. They have a right to marry people, bury people, baptize, all the things that I would, right? But for a licensed local pastor, the authority to do those things lies with their appointment, right? It's the license. You are licensed to do these things. For me, as an elder, that is an order of the church. Sort of like, think just orders, like a Franciscan, Benedictine monks. Yeah. That's an order within the Catholic Church.
The order of elders.
This is the order of elders,
and the order of deacons.
And my authority to do those things is not tied. We speak of it in the sense that elders and licensed local pastors have the 4 offices: office of word, table, order, and service. Word, table, order, and service. Those 4. That means we preach the word, order the church, consecrate the sacraments, and or baptism, right? 2 sacraments, and commit to works of service, right? Those 4 things. That's just the same, right? Those 4 offices. But Sam's is tied to this appointment, and mine is universal. Wherever I go, I'm an elder.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm at, whatever place I am, I'm an elder. His is tied to the appointment. Let's say he was not appointed next year. Then his order, he would not be in an order, he would be a license, and the license would go away.
Go away,
Right? Now, we're moving you towards elder.
Yes, I'm on the elder track, yes.
And within a year or so, we hope to have you there, or a few years.
Yeah.
We hope to have
Now,
Sam there.
He has a Master of Divinity. I'm working on mine. So there's an educational component as
Right.
well. In order to be in the order of elders, you have to have an MDiv as it reads right now.
Right.
And I've got, of course, I'm in my 2nd year of seminary. Probably got 2.5 more to go, depending on what they offer in the summer. But yeah, well, good.
So that's the difference between a licensed local pastor and an elder. Now,
Now you will notice one difference as we're moving back into robes. He wears a stole, I do not, because only
Right.
ordained wear the stole.
it is a symbol of the office.
Right.
So here's a question for you.
Mhm.
All bishops are elders, right?
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Is being an Episcopal, an Episcopal leader, a bishop, is that a separate order?
No.
What is it?
I mean, it's the office of the episcopacy.
It's an office.
Office of the episcopacy.
That they're elected to.
Correct.
But they're not ordained
No, he
to
has-
any higher ordination.
Bishop Swanson has the same order as you do.
That's right.
Right.
Every other bishop does too.
Right.
But they are elected and
To an
consecrated
office.
to a special work
Yeah.
and a higher office.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and our licensed locals can become associate members if they complete their course of study, advanced course of study, and apply. They can then become associate members of the annual conference. One of the things that the elders talk about is being in full connection, and licensed locals are not in full connection. My membership, I don't have a local church membership. Sam still retains his local church membership. He's still a member here. I'm not a member here, and my membership is in the Mississippi Annual Conference. And so when I was ordained, my membership left Asbury United Methodist Church and became a part of the Mississippi Annual Conference, and that's where it will remain until I go to heaven.
Amen. All right. Well, that was our Methodism quiz. Thanks for indulging us in that. Stephen, would you pray for us as we
Sure.
get started?
Let's pray. Father God, we invite you into this time together tonight, and we just ask you to bless what we do here and the words that we say and the meditations of our heart. We thank you for all that you provided for us in this great church and this great people that we get to work with. Bless us indeed, O Lord, and bless them. Encourage their hearts of the faithful and spur them to greater devotion each day. And may we be a part of the ministry of Jesus Christ in this place. In your holy name we pray.
Amen. So I want to do some announcements first.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this is kind of sort of breaking news. We will not be able to do any work outside on Saturday. Tropical storm or / Hurricane Delta, I think it's called, is about to bring some rain to the area on Friday and Saturday. And so we're wanting to do outside work, weed eating and mowing and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of rain doesn't mix with that. So we're going to go ahead and kick
Delta?
that. I think Hurricane Delta, Gamma.
No, Delta, I think.
We're in the Greek alphabet, and I haven't had Greek yet. So
It just reminds me of like
sounds
Delta
like,
Burke.
sounds like a
from,
bunch of
Design-
sorority sisters.
No,
about
Delta
that time.
Burke from Designing Women.
Oh yeah, that's right, Delta.
Yeah, she was a force of nature.
That's right.
Woo. Married
So-
to Gerald McRaney
Rainy
from
Collins, Mississippi.
Collins, Mississippi.
That's right. So the church work day, we're gonna roll that on the 24th. So 2 weeks out. We don't want to have it next Saturday because next Saturday we got a special event here. We got a wedding.
Really?
Very special. Yes, very special.
Am I
wedding.
doing it?
Yes, you are.
What time?
At 2:30.
Okay, I'll put it on my calendar.
Okay, please do. Because
Calm down, Stan. I had it on my calendar.
and we don't want to be weed eating during the wedding. So we're gonna push that to the 24th of October, 8 a.m. And hopefully it'll be nice weather. And if not, we'll just keep kicking it down the road till we get it clean. So make plans now. So your Saturday, you're off the hook this week. So next Friday is the deadline. That would be the 16th of October. Is the deadline to sign your youth up for Camp Lake Stevens retreats. Remember, November 13th through the 15th is the junior high retreat. And then the very next week, November 20th through the 22nd, is the senior high retreat at Camp Lake Stevens. The cost is $95. Reach out to Joel at mapleschurch.org. And like I said, the deadline to register for that is next Friday. So I'll be reminding y'all of that again next week. Speaking of youth, yeah, it's October already, man. You believe this?
Yeah.
And we got some youth things coming up. October 30th is the Olive Branch Lewisburg football game. And right now, we're planning on having an event here at the church, possibly outside, just depending on what it is, to celebrate the 5th quarter. We did it last year. This year, Lewisburg plays Olive Branch at Olive Branch. Oh, so that's why the middle school game is probably going to be okay, because it'll be at Lewisburg.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's right. So, so Olive Branch Lewisburg will be playing at the same day, same time, middle and high school. So that's kind of cool. But that's when we're planning on doing that. So, what do we got on Halloween?
Well, they're morning or afternoon. So
Right.
that afternoon, from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock, we're going to have a drive-through trunk or treat. We've been really pondering how to do this safely. And so what we came up with is the idea of doing a drive-through trunk or treat. And what we need from you is this, guys. We need you to buy candy, lots of candy, in unopened bags, where you got multiple pieces of candy in a larger bag. What we're going to do is we are going to, when I say we, some volunteers, and we need volunteers to do this, to come and put on a mask, put on a glove, put on the, use the,
Sanitizer.
Huh?
Sanitizer.
Yeah.
The gooey
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Smells
Yeah.
awful.
Awful.
No. But anyway, but put it on your hands, and then we're going to pack that candy in little snack-sized Ziploc bags, so that when people come to put out their trunks, which we also need folks to volunteer and sign up to do trunks, to dress up, we will give you the candy to hand out. And if you're handing out candy, we'll need you to be masked. If you're the one person from your family or friend group that's going to do a trunk, and you're the one that's going to hand out the candy to everybody as they drive through, we need you to have a mask, wear the gloves, and notice I said a mask. I didn't say what type of mask.
Right.
It can be a
Halloween
spooky. You can take one of these and tape it to the inside of a Halloween mask.
Ooh, yeah.
Right? Ooh, spooky, spooky. You know, that kind of stuff. And we will hand you the candy, but we need candy. We need volunteers to pack the candy, and then we need people to bring cars. Holly and I are going to do a trunk
Are y'all?
together.
That's cool. What's the theme?
Well, you know,
Or is it a surprise?
Eddie Van Halen died, right?
Yes.
Yesterday.
Yeah, very
And so, in honor of 80s hair bands, we're going to get a stage, and we're going to get spandex, and the cut-up T-shirts, and we're going to come like 80s hair, the whole family, like an 80s hair band. What's the name?
Rock out to Van Halen. Jump?
Striper.
Oh, okay.
Little
Even better.
striper. Little Christian
Okay.
hair band.
There you
So,
go. All right. So, 3 to 5, Halloween day.
Yes, but we'll need y'all there a little early if you're going to set up your cars.
Yeah. 'Cause
It starts at 3.
yeah. So it's going to be a whole thing. We'll
Right.
explain more about it.
Yeah,
closer
so
to
we
the-
need you to sign up. So if you could email either Sam or me or Sarah, Sam at mapleschurch.org, Stephen with a PH at mapleschurch.org, or Sarah with an H at mapleschurch.org, and let us know that you're bringing a car. And if you could just start bringing candy, big bags, I promise I will not get into it. I will not let Sam get into it, nor anyone else that might.
Brennan's already got it.
Might.
Ah, Brennan. Keeps him going.
So we won't keep everybody else out of it.
All right. Good deal. So make plans now. We'll explain more
Yep.
in next week's episode the closer we get to it. But Halloween, 3 to 5, trunk or treat.
And this will be an opportunity we're also going to have to pass out literature
Yes.
about our church, give out some information, and really connect to our community.
Amen. Okay, what else we got? Oh, cleaning kits, flood buckets. We still got them available in the information area. So we've already had a few returned. So make
And
sure.
if you want to make a donation, you can do that.
Yep. And just write down on your donation that it's to UMCOR, I guess, or to flood bucket fee.
Well, if you want us to do the flood buckets, write flood buckets.
Yeah.
If you want it to go straight to UMCOR, write UMCOR.
Right. So those are in the. We still got several buckets left and a lot of lids.
Yeah,
Now, if-
probably half of what we started with.
Now, if we end up with more lids than buckets, we got a problem. Or more buckets than
you,
lids.
you don't know the ugly truth.
Let's hear it.
I probably got about 10 extra lids.
Did you really?
Just for that, in case we lose one.
Yeah. You know, lids. I mean, it happens.
I need excess lids.
It happens.
Lids are a little harder to come by.
Oh.
I can always go to Walmart and get a bucket.
Wednesdays, remember again, our sanctuary is open from 2 to 4 for a private time of prayer and reflection. Just wanted to get that out there again. We had it today. We had several people come through today, so that was good. And Stephen, talk about church conference again, real quick. I know we mentioned it last week, but I want this. This is really important. Like, this is really going back to that Methodism thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
This is a disciplinary thing.
We are required to have a charge conference, but because of our new structure, we are doing a church conference. That means every member gets to vote. And so we are doing a church conference on November 8th at 7 o'clock p.m. in the sanctuary. We also hope to be able to provide a Zoom connection for those that want to Zoom in that can't be there, and we hope. I am still awaiting word on whether we can do mail-in ballots or not. So we're working on that. So hang with us on that. We will be voting to approve the budget, our 2 salary packages, and nominations.
That's right.
And I don't think there's nobody to approve for ordination or
Candidacy, no.
candidacy. There's none of those kinds of things. There's no property to sell. There's no debt to be encumbered. So yeah, we're clear.
Yeah, because I'm not a candidate anymore.
No, you're already approved.
I'm already approved, so I'm at the mercy of the DCOM.
Okay, tell them what DCOM stands for.
So that's actually, isn't it now DBOM, District Board of Ministry?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the District Board of Ministry is a group of clergy and laity throughout the Senatobia District. And what they do is they interview us licensed pastors once a year and kind of see what our status is. You know, what our, you know, like I'm in seminary, they'll probably want to see my grades. Want to make sure, they're basically going to reaffirm my calling and ask some questions.
Grades okay?
I have a 3.87 GPA.
Excellent. Good job.
I have a 97 in Methodism, a 96 in ethics.
Ethics?
Yes. But I'm working
We'll
hard.
talk.
Yeah, I'm working hard on that. So, so that's it. So for our announcements, so we did that first. But where in the world are we?
I don't know, but it's warm in here.
It's very.
It's a heat plume. There's a plume of heat.
So normally I have
I didn't even look behind it.
I know, right?
Holy moly! Could they see my bald spot the whole time?
Yeah, they saw the back of it. Well, let's see. Can you see? Here we go.
Oh dear Lord, look at that. That is awful.
Now they're looking at it because you turned this away because the camera's right there.
I mean, you could blind somebody with that. Put an eye out. Holy cow.
Maybe that's why our internet connection.
Oh, we can see the choir in there getting ready to sing.
Oh yeah. Well, let's see.
That's stinking awesome.
I
Look at
want-
those little bars going up and down.
I want to talk to the one that
Oh,
puts
my God.
all. You know what, Stephen? This looks fun to do,
It does.
but it looks difficult. And I tell you, I think
Is
it's
that
kind-
gumballs?
It is. Yeah, right there.
That's awesome. 25 cents.
You're looking at. Yeah, it is. I want to talk to the guy that runs all this. That's going to be
It's
our
going to be the best job in the church.
dude. It is time that we brought him in front of the camera, don't you think?
Yeah, I think that's a must.
That's a must. So hop up. Let's.
Okay.
I want to introduce
Come here, bud.
our producer
Oh,
and director of media ministry is going to be our guest today, Brennan Ballard. And again, we cannot get our heads too close, otherwise it'll go
that is Velcro.
nice. This is what we do. Brennan, I mean, I'm so impressed at everything in here. For those of y'all that are wondering how, for those of y'all, especially those of y'all watching at home online, on Sundays, you're watching our services here on Facebook, YouTube, and our live stream portion on our website. I want to talk to Brennan today just to see how some of this runs, and also let him maybe
Man,
talk
this is
about.
like an infinity.
I mean, we're way everywhere.
Holy moly.
So, Brennan, let me start with some general questions, all
Yeah,
right, before we
so-
get into the technical stuff. You are also, as director of media ministry, you're in charge of looking at a lot of our analytics.
Yes.
Analytics are just data, right, about online viewing.
It's a fancy word for data.
It is a fancy word for data. What would you say, like what kind of, like who, can you tell where people tune in from?
Yes, I can. Well, to a degree. Because
Or at least where their computer's at, yeah.
basically, yes. I could tell where people are from if they're subscribed to our YouTube channel.
Okay.
So I can see that we have people coming from all over the world. What's that country in Africa?
Kenya, wasn't it?
Kenya. Was it Kenya?
Yep.
Yeah. We have some
Nigeria.
viewers from Nigeria and Kenya.
And Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Yes, some people from the Congo. We have a wide variety of people watching from all over the world.
Philippines.
It's yes, Philippines.
Italy.
Yeah.
Russia.
Yes, like
All that is
maybe,
documented.
maybe not Russia. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Russia? Okay, Russia. Sorry, it's hard to remember offhand.
Yeah, it's been a lot of
Of course,
countries.
the majority is from the U.S. around here, but we are, seeing more people from around the world.
I think that's amazing. Like, I mean, even this show right here, which may not be as many watching live, but by this time in a couple of hours, there'll be several that have watched, and not just from the United States.
200 to 300.
200 to 300. And that's what we average on Maples Connect. Let me just kind of brag about this. Last week, when we did the interview with my wife, Rosemary, we had a viewer who was so moved by everything that she had talked about that she donated a whole bunch of stuff from that Amazon wish list, dropped it off at my house. I mean, like this is why we do this,
Yeah.
the virtual campus.
It's kind of staggering when you look at just one little action, just one little bit
Yeah.
of effort that you're doing is connecting all over the world.
Wow.
It's
So,
staggering.
so you thought we were bringing you in just to run video, but you didn't know you were going to be living up to the Wesleyan creed of the world is my parish.
It has evolved into something I could never have imagined it would be, and I've been loving every second of it.
Oh,
It's
that's
great.
awesome.
Good thing.
That is awesome. Well, but let's be honest. This
Yeah.
looks cumbersome. It looks like you need a lot of help.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
not a lot of help.
a lot
but
of hands.
You need a lot of. There's a lot of hands because
Yeah.
even tonight when we were beginning the broadcast, Brennan says, "Now I need you to press this, this, and this, and in that order." And he told me that like 5 or 6 times. So I got it right. But is it really as tough as it is, or is it one of those things that you just got to get used to? You got to
Yeah.
drive the car.
A lot of it is muscle memory. You know, it looks like it's a lot. You take it all in, and you got 3 screens, a button full of blips and bloops, another one over there that does stuff. You got that one swirling around. You got gumballs. It looks like it's a lot, but really, it's not as difficult as it seems because we're just taking it one piece at a time. It's very process oriented.
Okay.
You have to know what I do here. What is that going to affect? For example, if I press this button. Like I know that it's going to.
Oh, nice.
I know that it's going to appear at the bottom of the screen.
$20 for the first person who can guess how many gumballs are in that machine.
Yeah.
I don't have $20.
I have $20.
Yeah, I'll
They're never going to get it. You
Is
don't
that-
want to know why they're not going to get it? Because
Why?
I don't know.
And I'm not going to count it either. Wow. That's so cool. All right, so that was one button that put that graphic. What else could this do?
Well, a lot of it's graphics. We have different cameras, of course. We can swap between. We can look at the choir. Kind
Well,
of
this
doing
is choir
different-
practice right now.
Yeah. So if we just press that button, we can take a look at them practicing, look at them having a good time, all wearing their masks like they're supposed to.
Oh, nice, yeah. So,
And notice when we did that, we kind of went silent for a second. I was able to immediately fix that. So it's just about being precise and knowing what's going to happen when you press a button. But it's not difficult.
So, if somebody wants to, if anybody that's watching wants to be like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing, and this is the coolest guy to work for, and take it from me and from Sparks, he's the coolest dude to work for. I mean,
My mask still smells like Whopper from earlier.
and he's got a wonderful sense of humor. So, I mean, do you really need to have experience in this kind of? Now, first of all, actually, let's back up before you talk about yourself. You have a degree in
Media production.
media production.
University of Southern Mississippi.
All right,
Eagles, I think.
SMTTP.
so the miss to the top.
Yep. Southern Miss to the top.
Okay, so obviously you have been trained
Yes.
to do this, but you have told me that you're learning something new every day.
Oh yeah. This field is very much you get a set of tools when you're being educated to. These are some possible solutions to the billions of problems you're going to run into.
Wow.
They're really just giving you a toolkit so you can work out how am I going to troubleshoot what's going wrong here.
Right. Because, I mean, you know, a lot of folks might be intimidated by seeing all these gears and buttons and screens, but do they have to have the kind of training you had in order to do this?
By the time they get here, the hard part's done.
Right.
They're, like right now we have, this is operated by youth right now. We have Ethan Lott, we have Andrew over there who operates the cameras. It's very segmented, so that nothing is too overwhelming. You have Ethan on audio over here. And audio is literally just pushing up a slider and pushing it back down. And I'm always here directing.
So the audio on that soundboard controls the audio that goes out to the viewers?
Yes, and the one that you see Andy at, Andy is a treasure.
Andy
Everyone, next
Pressman,
time you're
yeah.
in service, wave to Andy because he's doing a great job back there.
Yeah.
That one controls live. I
That's
mean,
in the Sanctuary Live, what we hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could control that from here because their system is very complex. But to keep it easy,
Separated.
you separate it.
Okay.
You can even hear the choir doing stuff right now. We couldn't hear that, but you could.
Well, I don't know if they're singing right now, or if they're just rehearsing.
Maybe not. Maybe you
Joey
could
may be
hear
yelling
it.
at him, so I don't know. Just kidding. He doesn't yell. Okay, so if somebody, like, what do you, like, this is your moment now. You're usually behind this camera.
Mhm.
What do you want people to know about the virtual campus? 'Cause that's really what we're talking about here today, is the virtual campus.
Yeah.
Like what? Because there may be some things. I mean, you know, not to make a long story short. You know, COVID-19, when we had the shutdowns, this became an essential. And Stephen, you've said it before. We kept right on going.
Rolling.
We kept right on going. You just watched it on TV or your iPad or your phone. But in the past, I guess 6 months or so, we have expanded a lot of what we do online. So like, what can you tell them that they may not know about this virtual campus? Or even go into what's coming?
Yep.
Like, what are we shooting to do?
Well, we're constantly looking at new ways that we can try to improve it. Because I don't like to stagnate. I don't like to sit here and just let things be the same. I like to keep things growing. Like we have the 9:30 service growing right now. And we've been slowly working out more and more ways to make that even better. You may have noticed the past couple of weeks the audio has been a lot more on point than it has been recently. And we just recently installed monitors so that people singing can hear themselves a lot better.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the future.
Yeah.
Because virtual campus, this is not a temporary thing.
Yeah.
I mean, Stephen, am I right? This is not a temporary thing. So what do you see the virtual campus becoming in 3 to 5 years? Like, let's dream. Let's dream right
Dream?
now.
Oh, we dream.
Let's dream a little bit right now.
Okay.
Why do we not have green sequence waves?
He
on
could
them?
do it.
Here, y'all gotta do it with your hands.
Let's dream a little bit.
Wait, you got a graphic for that?
He does. I told you.
What is this one? Hey, there we go. Let's dream a little bit. Let's just dream.
I love that.
Get that thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
the
awesome.
Ceiling vortex. Graphics are another big focus I've been trying to change up because those have been the same for a while. So I'm trying to fix them up and get us some new ones.
Cool beans.
But if we're talking like dreams for the future. Okay, so I come out of my mansion on Sunday morning.
Amen. What they dream do.
But no, seriously, dreams for the future. I would like to get the congregation more involved. I'd like to be at a point where we have a studio, not this studio, but something more of an appropriate background that doesn't have me waving 500 times.
Right.
Something a little more homely, like a room dedicated to it, like lamplight and lights set up so everything looks nice. And I'd like to get the congregation more involved. We're experimenting with Advent a little bit.
Right.
I love to talk about that. I think I'm allowed to talk about that, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, at Advent, we always do these devotional handbooks, and they're always written by the congregation and also members of staff. But a lot of it's coming from the congregation. So for Advent, we thought about, okay, well, how can we incorporate that into our digital campus? And so we're inviting members of the congregation who wrote the contributions to the devotional book to come in and read their devotionals. We're going to build up a little set with a bunch of Christmas-themed backdrops. And they're going to come and they're going to read it, and we're going to film it, and we're going to put it online. We're going to have it on every day. And Joey and I have been real excited talking about that. And I would like more stuff like that. That's my dream future, where the digital campus, the online campus, has just as much community involvement as the physical campus here.
No, see, that's exactly. I knew you were the right guest for this week.
Well said.
Well, you know, even though
Right said, Fred.
in the spirit that worship should be experiential, right?
Mhm.
And since, you know, they say, well, church on the couch isn't the same as church in person. Well, that might be true.
But
That
it doesn't
still
have to
doesn't
just be
mean,
the couch.
right, it doesn't mean you can't still be involved. So,
We want to make each worship experience as rich and as vibrant, as connected, as deep, as transformative as possible.
that's right.
Mhm.
In whatever venue. Yes, not being present, there is a difference. There is a distinct difference. but not everybody can be, and not everybody should be present at all times.
Yeah.
And so we want to make our virtual campus as dynamic and vibrant and live as we can,
Yep.
and that's why we hired Brennan, and
Right.
that's what he's going to be leading us to.
That's right. That's
Because
right.
even after the epidemic is done, with however long it goes, but even after it's done, we're still reaching out to the world like we started this segment.
And it's not going away.
It's not going away.
Absolutely, right?
It's just not going away.
You know.
And it gives us an ability to reach people even in our neighborhoods
Mhm.
in ways that we haven't even tapped yet. Like online small groups that
Yeah.
we're trying to do that it's just hard, but there's ways you can do it that we don't exactly have the technology for yet
Mhm.
because it's expensive, but we're moving that direction.
Yeah.
And I guess I would also like to see maybe us, and maybe this would be post-pandemic, you know, us showing folks that may not be good with technology how to work it, because it's not
Mhm.
like showing them how to, you know, log on with as fewest clicks as possible. The
Yes.
app, you know, getting an app, maybe something to look for the future.
Wouldn't it be cool if our church had an app?
That would be
That
great.
would be cool if we had an app.
That'd be great.
It's right on my phone. Poof.
Right, so again, that's part of the vision right there, I absolutely believe. And right there, you could also live stream or look at things that are archived.
Right. Talk about the archives a little bit, Sam, Brennan. Talk about how much we have archived, what's online, what you can go back and see, and what you can't, what you might could go look up.
Pretty much everything we've recorded since
March 18th.
March 18th.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything we recorded since March 18th is on our YouTube channel available, and I think a lot of stuff before then too. I'm not exactly sure how far back it reaches.
Well, you created the YouTube channel, Stephen, because we were completely cut off after the pandemic. Like, we didn't even know the Sunday before we shut down that we were shutting down. So, but ever since...
And when the pandemic hit, we were doing just Facebook Live.
That's correct.
And now there's a long archive on Facebook Live, like a year's worth.
Yeah,
But eventually, Facebook
they purge. Yeah.
purged that.
But YouTube keeps it, and then now we're running the YouTube page off of our website under live streams. I think we're still working out some of the kinks on the website.
Yeah.
It's a project he and I are kind of tackling.
Starting to optimize it a little bit.
Optimize it, make it more user friendly, make it more click friendly. But these are just some neat things.
How
to do.
How much content do we have
There are
on YouTube?
227 videos right now, I
Yes.
believe. Every devotional that you and I have done, every worship service that includes modern, even though right now we don't run the modern service live, we do run it later that Sunday.
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
It is live on
It
Facebook.
is live on Facebook, yeah. And ever since then, 227 I think is the last number I looked at. And 100 subscribers.
Mhm.
We celebrated that
Just
fact the other
reached
day.
100
Just reached 100 subscribers. So in
Speaking
6
of
months.
which, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're not subscribed, please do that. I feel my gut wrenching by saying that because it's a little gross. I don't like it when videos say, "Hey, please subscribe and like the video and
Right.
ding that bell." But
But
it
it
really
helps-
does help out a lot.
Helps our analytics out, yeah, right,
Mhm.
absolutely. And our reach.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you want to show us else besides the cool graphics? Do you have anything ready for us, or just some neat things? Because I love this stuff.
Well, a big thing I did when I first got here was restructure this, so we can. I can show you a little bit how we fix things up a little bit. So we have our Stephen graphics and our Sarah graphic. So we have a graphic for the pastors. There we go. We have one for all the staff members. This was back in summer.
Yeah.
So we got Max.
Oh yeah. On that.
And then we got guests whenever we come up. Of course, we got hymns and scriptures are coming up. I don't want to reveal what scripture we have next week, but
Oh, let's give them a preview. Let's throw the scripture for next week.
Why
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
Let's throw the scripture for
we
next
can
week.
give them a preview. So like, we got that, and designing graphics is something I kind of barely touched on in school. So that's been something I've been learning as I go, and it's slowly improving. This is one we've had for a while. But like past couple weeks, we've been using some newer stuff. See here, we also got. We recently worked. Well, I guess it wasn't recent. I guess it was. How long ago did we implement the screen?
Oh, I've lost track of time, to be
Yeah.
honest with you, Brendan. I like the timer. How does the timer work? Is that just a program, or because for those of y'all that watch online, you see the timer going.
Oh,
The
before
countdown?
The countdown.
The
Sorry,
countdown?
yeah, that's
right
what I meant.
here.
Oh, look at that. Okay, that's how much time we have left. I guess.
Beep, beep, beep. We started flashing.
So if I ever preach long, just flash it on my phone. I'm going to show you 5 minutes left.
Put his face on.
Yes. Hey, Kathy Henderson says she loves the Advent idea.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Kathy.
Hey, and just so everybody knows, we moved to 6 o'clock this week, right?
Yeah, and I
why did we
posted
do
that earlier.
Yeah.
Why did we do that?
So 6 o'clock is the same time as daily devotionals. We had originally moved Maples Connect to 6:30 to accommodate Kids Zoom, but as that's
We're not doing it
transitioned,
anymore?
we're not doing it anymore. We figured why not? Let's just go back to 6 o'clock. Keep everything uniform, everything the same, and it won't eat into dinner time.
Yeah.
Something else I was going to ask, but I done forgot what it was. Oh yeah. So, if anybody is interested in learning this stuff, this is the guy to work with. And honestly, this, I know y'all can't see it, but he's got a list of instructions of how to start the stream if he cannot be here for any reason.
Yeah.
And we've all been trained on that. But the problem is with me and Steven, we have to preach and
Yeah.
we can't always, be in here. But Brennan is always needing help.
Always need help. Right now, our crew is Ethan, Andrew, and myself. And before COVID, we were at a point where we had 4 crew members in here, and I was directing, which I think is a better experience. I was also trying to give the kids some opportunity to direct and start getting into the world of video.
Yeah.
But it's not just a kids thing, because these kids are going to graduate eventually.
Promise?
Eventually.
That Andrew's my Andrew.
We do need adults in here, because I don't know if you noticed, I'm not a very adult presence.
I don't know. I think you're pretty grounded. So if you're interested in doing this and working with Brennan, actually, just send him an email. Brennan, BRENNAN.
Do I have something
Oh, he might have the graphic for this. That would be awesome.
No, I don't. Why would I make a
Darn.
graphic?
Brennan at Maples Church.
Brennan at Maples Church.
Church.org. And if you want him to, just you schedule a time with him. If you want to do some one-on-one, he'll let you play around with this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
You really, short of a sledgehammer, you really can't break it. And you can't.
No.
You can undo everything you do.
And there's cool things to play with.
And
Like,
there's cool
look at
things.
this. Watch this.
So here we go.
Look at all this crazy stuff.
Don't be intimidated.
Oh
at all
my
by the wires.
word.
You don't ever have
That
to touch
thing's
the
dangling?
wire.
But
Nice.
it looks, like I said at the beginning, it looks like a lot. It's really not. I may not have done a good job of making it seem like it wasn't a lot, but it's really easy. And if you think you can't do it, you can. You can't mess it up.
Amen.
I mean, we taught it to a 6th grader
We talked to a 6th grader. There are children in here.
that have an attention span of a gnat.
Yeah, and I have to constantly reel in the gnat.
Nice. Well, Brendan, I appreciate you
Hey,
inviting us in here.
can we listen in on Joey? Can they hear that if we
If
turn
they're
it up?
singing,
They can hear it, we cannot.
Well, let's turn it up. Let me hear it real quick.
oh yeah, they're singing now. Here we go.
Here's a little preview,
Yeah,
guys.
let's think of that.
Maybe they're not.
Wow. Oh, they're singing.
No, they're singing. Maybe they're not.
Okay, good job.
Okay, this is good? Okay.
Well,
I'm not sure. We couldn't hear that.
Brendan, I want to thank you for inviting us in here this week to let us
Of
do
course.
this,
Thank
just
you
to
for
show
coming in, but
show behind the
it's
scenes.
warm in this spot. It's cool over there.
It's nice and cool right here.
It's warm right here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
That's what I was doing.
yeah, black shirt's not a good choice for today.
reach out to Brendan. Trust me, you won't regret it. This is an excellent ministry, and it is ever growing.
Hey,
Yes.
as we wrap up tonight, would y'all two do the birthday shout
Let's
outs
do
real
the
quick?
birthday shout outs, Brendan. Here we go.
Yes, I will.
All right.
Oh, can I do my boy?
Oh, you can?
Thank
Today's
you.
birthday. Go ahead.
Brandon Smith. Happy birthday.
Is Brandon watch? How old is Brandon now?
I think this would make him 24.
24 years old. Brandon.
Somebody call him and tell him we talked about it.
That's right. Somebody else has a birthday today, too.
It's Denise Treadway.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Denise!
birthday!
Hey.
Denise Treadway. She doesn't age.
Ever.
I mean, so it doesn't even matter. It's just another day to her.
The
So,
timeless one.
Tomorrow, happy birthday to Sandra Jefferson. She's
Happy birthday, Sandra.
smiling face that greets us at the welcome desk on for the Learning Center. Happy birthday, Sandra. Who do we got Friday, Brennan?
Well, we got Maggie Olive,
Happy birthday, Maggie.
and we also got Rachel Ralph.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Rachel. And that was for Friday. On Saturday, we've got Bill Robertson. Happy birthday to you, Bill. Thanks for tuning in. Who do we got Sunday? Do we have a
Sunday, we got David Luke.
David Luke on Sunday. Happy birthday, David. We miss y'all. Monday, Mary Catherine Marable. Happy birthday, Mary Catherine, sorry. Happy birthday to Donna Pereira. And I'm going to let you say this last one. I want you to be the
here
one
we
to
go.
wish a happy birthday.
Hold on.
Hang on. He's
It's gonna
coming.
come on screen.
I gotta come on
You
screen.
got to come on screen for this. Here, here. You-
No. Sit down. This is from all of us. Let's all look it right at the camera. Happy birthday, Melba Doddridge! Happy birthday, Miss Melba! The cake master, the cake boss
the cake
of
boss.
Olive Branch. Happy birthday, Melba!
Happy birthday.
Awesome. Well, that is it for our episode this week. Remember, tune in tomorrow night and Friday night, 6 o'clock, for Stephen's devotionals. He's going to be taking us again for How Am I a Christian in the World? And then don't forget to join me Saturday, right around sunrise, for Sunrise Devotional, as we'll be tackling another commandment. So,
Okay, so if it's raining, you're going to be inside.
but I'll still be on.
Yeah.
Still that morning, though.
Yes.
You gonna make your own sunrise? You gotta like lift a lamp up from the bottom of the
Oh. See, Mr. Inventive.
That's
over
right.
here.
Yeah.
You can maybe get Lydia up and make her do it.
Well, sunrise like this week is almost at 7. So I'll probably be on about 10 till 7.
Okay.
So it's getting later until the time change, which is coming up too.
All right.
Know that God loves you. So do we here at Maples. Have a great Wednesday evening. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hey, you wanna see yourself fade away?